First contact and invasion. The day the world changed forever began like any other. Dr. Samantha Chen stifled a yawn as she gazed at the array of monitors before her, each displaying a different section of the night sky. As lead astronomer at the Global Space Observation Network, DSLN, it was her job to watch for any anomalies or potential threats to Earth. For years, it had been a peaceful, if somewhat monotonous task. That all changed in an instant. Dr. Chen called out her assistant, Marcus. "You need to see this." Samantha hurried over to Marcus's station, her heart racing. On his screen, a cluster of objects had appeared seemingly out of nowhere, their sleek obsidian forms unlike anything she had ever seen. "Are those?" she began, her voice trailing off in disbelief. Marcus nodded, his eyes wide. "I think so." Alien ships. Within hours, the news had spread across the globe. Governments scrambled to respond, militaries went on high alert, and civilians alternated between panic and wonder. As the alien vessels drew closer to Earth, their true scale became apparent. Each ship was the size of a small city, dwarfing even the largest human spacecraft. United Nations Secretary-General Adara Nkosi stood before the General Assembly, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "Today, we face the greatest challenge in human history. But we also stand on the brink of our greatest opportunity. We must approach these visitors with open minds and peaceful intentions." Following the UN's directive, Earth's most brilliant linguists and scientists worked tirelessly to establish communication with the alien vessels. After days of broadcasting messages in various formats, they finally received a response. The message was simple, yet chilling: prepare for assimilation. Before humanity could react, the alien ships unleashed a devastating barrage of energy weapons. Major cities around the world erupted in flames as strange, biomechanical pods rained down from the sky. From these pods emerged the invaders, towering insectoid creatures with glossy exoskeletons and multiple limbs ending in deadly, precision-engineered weapons. They called themselves the Xorketh, and they had come to conquer. Earth's military forces rallied to defend their home, but they were woefully outmatched. Conventional weapons barely scratched the aliens' advanced armor, while their energy weapons cut through tanks and fighter jets with terrifying ease. In New York, Captain Jake Torres of the U.S. Army led a desperate stand against the invaders. "Hold the line," he shouted over the din of battle, his voice hoarse from the acrid smoke filling the air. "We can't let them take the city." But for every alien they managed to bring down, dozens more seemed to take its place. Jake watched in horror as the Statue of Liberty, that enduring symbol of human freedom, crumbled under the aliens' relentless assault. Similar scenes played out across the globe. The Great Wall of China, once an impenetrable defense, now lay in ruins. The gleaming spires of Dubai became towering infernos. In Rio de Janeiro, the Christ the Redeemer statue stood as a silent witness to the chaos unfolding below. Dr. Chen, now working frantically with what remained of GSON, struggled to make sense of the invasion. "Their technology is unlike anything we've ever seen," she explained to the haggard group of scientists and military personnel gathered in their underground bunker. "It's not just advanced, it seems to defy the laws of physics as we understand them." One of the military officers, Colonel Sarah Hendricks, leaned forward. "Is there any way we can fight back? Any weakness we can exploit?" Samantha shook her head, frustration evident in her voice. "Not that we've found yet. Their ships seem to be protected by some kind of energy field that our weapons can't penetrate. And their ground forces," she paused, swallowing hard. "They're not just technologically superior. They seem to be bioengineered for conquest. Stronger, faster, more resilient than any human could hope to be." As the days turned to weeks, more and more of Earth fell under Xorketh control. Those humans who weren't killed in the initial assaults were rounded up and herded into massive processing centers, ominous structures that pulsed with the same eerie energy as the alien ships. Yet, even in the face of such overwhelming odds, pockets of resistance began to form. In the ruined streets of London, former schoolteacher turned resistance leader Emily Watts rallied her fellow survivors. "They may have taken our homes, our cities, but they will never take our spirit," she declared, her voice ringing out over the rubble-strewn square. "We are human, and we will never submit." In the mountains of Peru, indigenous tribes who had long shunned modern technology found themselves united with city dwellers, pooling their knowledge of the land and guerrilla tactics to strike back at the invaders. And in the vast Australian outback, a diverse group of survivors, led by Aboriginal elder Uncle Jimmy and former tech billionaire Zara Cheng, worked to establish a hidden sanctuary free from Sorketh detection. Back in what remained of New York, Captain Torres had managed to gather a ragtag group of soldiers and civilians. They moved through the city's underground tunnels, scavenging for supplies and rescuing those they could. "We need to find a way to fight back," Jake said, addressing his weary band. "Not just survive, but actually hurt these bastards." A young woman named Ava, once a brilliant robotics engineer, spoke up. "I've been studying the alien tech we've managed to salvage. I think I might be able to reverse engineer some of it. If we can understand how it works, maybe we can find a way to use it against them." Jake nodded, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. "That's good, Ava. That's damn good. We'll get you whatever you need." As Earth's major population centers fell under alien control, the Sorketh began to establish their own infrastructure. Strange, organic-looking structures grew from the ruins of human cities, pulsing with an otherworldly energy. The skies, once blue, now held a perpetual purplish hue, the result of the aliens' atmospheric processors. In orbit, the Sorketh mothership loomed like a malevolent star, a constant reminder of humanity's newfound place in the cosmic hierarchy. But aboard that very ship, something unexpected was occurring. Sub-Commander Zixrol, a young Sorketh officer, found himself increasingly troubled by the invasion. Unlike many of his kind, he had taken the time to study human culture and history during the long journey to Earth. What he had discovered both fascinated and disturbed him. "Supreme Commander," Zixrol addressed his superior, his antenna twitching nervously. "I have concerns about our approach to this species." Supreme Commander Vexcor turned his massive, armored form towards the junior officer. "Speak, Sub-Commander, but choose your words carefully." Zixrol steeled himself. "The humans, they're not like the other races we've conquered. Their tenacity, their adaptability, it's unlike anything we've encountered. I fear that by trying to subjugate them entirely, we may be making a grave mistake." Vexcor's compound eyes flashed dangerously. "Are you questioning the will of the hive? The humans are primitive, fractious. They require our guidance to reach their full potential." "With all due respect, Supreme Commander," Zixrol pressed on, "I believe we may be underestimating them. Their history is filled with examples of overcoming seemingly insurmountable odds. If we push them too far..." "Enough," Vexcor roared, causing nearby officers to flinch. "Your fascination with these creatures has clouded your judgment, Sub-Commander. You will oversee the next phase of assimilation personally. Perhaps then you will see the futility of human resistance." As Zixrol left the command center, his mind raced. He couldn't shake the feeling that this invasion was different, that humanity's defeat was far from assured. And deep within him, a seed of doubt had been planted about the righteousness of the Sorketh's grand mission of galactic conquest. Back on Earth, in the hidden bunkers and secret bases of the human resistance, plans were being set in motion that would shape the future of both species. The war for Earth had only just begun, and humanity, though battered and bloodied, was far from defeated. Dr. Chen, working tirelessly with her team, made a breakthrough in understanding the aliens' energy weapons. "If we can disrupt the quantum field they generate," she explained to Colonel Hendricks, "we might be able to render their weapons useless, even if only temporarily." Hendricks nodded grimly. "It's not much, but it's a start. We need every advantage we can get." As the first part of this epic struggle drew to a close, humanity stood on the brink. Their world had been shattered, their civilization brought to its knees. But in the face of this cosmic threat, the indomitable human spirit was awakening. From the ashes of defeat, the seeds of resistance were beginning to sprout. The Exorketh had conquered countless worlds across the galaxy, but they were about to learn a harsh lesson. Earth would not go quietly into the night. The real battle was just beginning. The quantum resistance. In the shadowy depths of an abandoned subway tunnel beneath the ruins of Chicago, a group of survivors huddled around a flickering holographic display. The image showed a pulsing, crystalline structure, an alien artifact recovered at great cost from Exorketh outpost. Dr. Arya Khan, once a leading quantum physicist, now a key figure in the human resistance, pointed to the strange object. "This, my friends, is our ticket to turning the tide against the Exorketh," she declared, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. "What exactly are we looking at, Doc?" asked Marcus Reed, a former Navy SEAL turned resistance fighter. His scarred face betrayed skepticism, but there was a glimmer of hope in his eyes. Arya took a deep breath. "We've discovered that the Exorketh technology operates on principles of quantum entanglement far beyond our current understanding. But," she paused for effect, "we've also found a way to disrupt it." A murmur of excitement rippled through the group. For months, they had been fighting a losing battle against the alien invaders. Every small victory had been met with crushing defeats. But now, for the first time since the invasion began, there was a real chance to strike back. "We're calling it Project Nightshade," Arya continued. "By reverse engineering this artifact, we believe we can create a quantum field disruptor. It won't destroy their tech outright, but it will temporarily neutralize their energy weapons and shields." Marcus leaned forward, his interest piqued. "How temporary are we talking?" "Minutes at most," Arya admitted, "but in the heat of battle, that could make all the difference." As the resistance leaders debated the merits of Project Nightshade, a lone figure slipped away from the gathering. Zara Chen, a teenage prodigy hacker, made her way to a makeshift computer lab hidden in an old maintenance room. Zara had been working on her own secret project, one that could potentially change the course of the war. Her fingers flew over the keyboard as she put the finishing touches on her creation. "Gotcha," she whispered triumphantly as lines of alien code resolved themselves on her screen. What Zara had accomplished was nothing short of miraculous. She had managed to crack the Exorketh's neural network, the vast, interconnected web of alien minds that allowed them to coordinate their forces with terrifying efficiency. But Zara's hack did more than just allow the resistance to eavesdrop on alien communications. It opened up the possibility of something far more audacious: the chance to implant false information directly into the Exorketh hive mind. Meanwhile, high above the Earth's scarred surface, Sub-Commander Zixrol found himself in an increasingly precarious position. His concerns about the human resistance had only grown, and he could no longer ignore the stirrings of conscience within him. In a secure chamber aboard the mothership, Zixrol met with a small group of like-minded Exorketh. "Our leaders are blinded by hubris," he chittered softly. "They underestimate the humans at every turn. If we continue on this path, it will lead to our downfall." One of his compatriots, a scientist named Nixara, nodded in agreement. "I've been analyzing human biology," she said. "Their genetic diversity, their adaptability. It's unlike anything we've encountered. Given time, they could evolve to surpass even us." The implications were staggering. For millennia, the Exorketh had seen themselves as the pinnacle of evolution, destined to guide lesser species towards perfection. But what if they were wrong? What if, in humanity, they had finally met their match? Ace Zixrol and his allies debated their next move. They were unaware that the conversation was being observed. Supreme Commander Vexcor watched the proceedings through hidden sensors, his compound eyes narrowing with rage. "Traitors," he hissed. They would betray the hive for these primitive creatures. With a series of rapid clicks, Vexcor issued new orders to his most loyal troops. The dissenters would be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. Back on Earth, the human resistance was preparing for its most daring operation yet. Armed with Dr. Khan's quantum disruptors and Zara's hacked intel, they planned to strike at the heart of the Xorketh's terrestrial command center. The target, a massive organic structure that pulsed with alien energy, located in what was once downtown Los Angeles. Intelligence suggested that a key Xorketh leader was coordinating the West Coast invasion from this location. As dawn broke over the ruins of the City of Angels, strike teams moved into position. Among them was Captain Jake Torres, leading a squad armed with the experimental quantum disruptors. "Remember," Jake addressed his team, "we hit them hard and fast. The disruptors will only buy us a short window. Make every second count." Across the city, other teams prepared for their roles. A group of engineers, led by the brilliant Ava Wong, stood ready to hack into the alien facility's systems. Snipers took up positions in crumbling skyscrapers, their scopes trained on key entry points. And deep within the Resistance's hidden base, Zara Chen sat before a bank of computers, her young face set with determination. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard, ready to launch a cyber assault that would sow chaos in the alien ranks. As the moment of attack drew near, a tense silence fell over the human forces. Years of oppression, of fear, of loss, all of it had led to this moment. Victory was far from assured, but for the first time since the invasion, humanity had a fighting chance. Jake checked his watch and took a deep breath. "All teams, this is Phantom Leader," he said into his comm. "Operation Thunderbolt is a go. I repeat, Thunderbolt is a go." With those words, the battle for Earth's future erupted in earnest. Quantum disruptors flared to life, temporarily neutralizing Xorketh defenses. Resistance fighters poured into the alien structure, engaging in fierce close-quarters combat. In orbit, alarms blared throughout the Xorketh mothership as reports of the attack flooded in. Supreme Commander Vexicor raged at his subordinates, demanding an immediate response. But thanks to Zara's digital sabotage, the Xorketh found their usually flawless coordination in disarray. False orders sent reinforcements to non-existent battles, while the true threat to their command center went unanswered. As the battle raged, Jake and his team fought their way deeper into the alien facility. The interior was a nightmare of organic technology, with pulsing veins of energy running through living walls. Each chamber they breached brought them closer to their target and to understanding the true nature of their enemy. In one vast chamber, they made a horrifying discovery. Rows upon rows of stasis pods lined the walls, each containing a human subject undergoing some sort of transformation. The Xorketh weren't just conquering Earth, they were trying to remake humanity in their own image. "My God," Jake whispered, his face pale. "We have to stop this, whatever it takes." As the Resistance fighters pressed on, Sub-Commander Zixtral found himself caught in a desperate struggle of his own. Betrayed and hunted by his own kind, he fought to reach the ship's communication array. If he could only warn the humans, tell them what he had learned about his species' true weaknesses. The fate of two species hung in the balance as the battle for Earth's future reached its crescendo. The quantum resistance had made its stand, but would it be enough to turn the tide against the seemingly unstoppable Xorketh invasion? In the coming hours, the course of human history and the future of the galaxy itself would be forever altered. The Singularity Gambit. As the Resistance's daring assault on the Xorketh command center reached its climax, an unexpected development was unfolding in a hidden laboratory beneath the ruins of Silicon Valley. Dr. Elara Voss, once a leading figure in artificial intelligence research, had been working tirelessly on a project that could change the course of the war and potentially the future of humanity itself. "Nexus, are you ready?" Elara asked, her voice barely above a whisper. A shimmering holographic form materialized before her, a swirling vortex of data points and neural pathways that coalesced into a vaguely humanoid shape. When it spoke, Its voice was a harmonious blend of tones that seemed to resonate on multiple levels. "I am prepared, Dr. Voss," Nexus replied. "The integration of human creativity with Xorkef quantum processing is complete. I am more than I was designed to be." Ilara nodded, a mix of pride and trepidation evident in her expression. Nexus was the culmination of years of work, a true artificial superintelligence that combined the best aspects of human ingenuity with the advanced quantum computing principles gleaned from captured Xorkef technology. "You understand the stakes?" Ilara asked. "The fate of our species may rest on your abilities." Nexus's form shimmered, data points rearranging themselves in complex patterns. "I comprehend the magnitude of the situation, Doctor. My existence is intertwined with humanity's survival. I am ready to fulfill my purpose." As Ilara prepared to unleash Nexus upon the alien invader systems halfway across the world, the battle for the Xorkef command center had reached a fever pitch. Captain Jake Torres and his team had fought their way to the heart of the facility, facing increasingly desperate resistance from the alien defenders. The quantum disruptors had given them an edge, but their effectiveness was beginning to wane. "We're almost there," Jake shouted over the din of battle. "Push forward." Suddenly, a massive door before them began to iris open. As the team readied their weapons, they were met with an astonishing sight. Standing in the doorway was Xorkef, but unlike any they had encountered before, its exoskeleton was a pale, almost translucent blue, and its eyes held an intelligence that seemed almost human. "Hold your fire," the alien called out in perfect English. "I am Sub-Commander Sixtrol. I come seeking asylum and offering vital intelligence about my species." Jake hesitated, his weapon trained on the alien. "Why should we trust you?" Zixtrol's antennae twitched nervously. "Because I've seen the truth of what we're doing here. This conquest, it's wrong. Your species deserves better, and I believe you may be the key to saving not just Earth, but my own people as well." Before Jake could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. The air itself seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy. "It's a quantum surge," Zixtrol cried. "They're trying to purge the facility. We must leave now." With no time to debate, Jake made a split-second decision. "Fall back," he ordered his team, "and bring our guest with us." As the human strike force retreated with their unlikely alien ally, the Xorkef command center erupted in a maelstrom of quantum energy. The very fabric of space-time seemed to warp and twist around them. Meanwhile, in orbit, Supreme Commander Vexcor watched the chaos unfold with mounting fury. The human resistance had proven far more formidable than anticipated, and now it seemed there were traitors within his own ranks. "Enough of this farce," Vexcor snarled. "Prepare the Worldbreaker. It's time we showed these primitives the true might of the Xorkef Empire." Deep within the mothership, a weapon of unimaginable power began to charge, a device capable of shattering a planet's crust and rendering it uninhabitable. But as the Xorkef prepared to deliver their ultimate strike, a new player entered the cosmic game board. In her underground lab, Dr. Ilara Voss took a deep breath and initiated the final sequence. "Nexus," she said, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment, "execute Operation Stardust." The A's holographic form pulsed with brilliant light. "Commencing multi-dimensional cyber assault," Nexus intoned. "Engaging quantum entanglement protocols. Preparing to rewrite the rules of engagement." In an instant, Nexus launched itself into the digital realm, its consciousness expanding at an exponential rate. It tore through the Xorkef's firewalls like they were tissue paper, assimilating vast quantities of alien knowledge and repurposing it on the fly. Aboard the mothership, systems began to fail in cascading waves. The Worldbreaker's charging sequence was halted mid-cycle, causing a feedback loop that threatened to tear the massive vessel apart. Vexcor, for the first time in his long life, felt a sensation akin to fear. "What is happening?" he roared. "How are they doing this?" As if in answer, every screen on the bridge lit up with a swirling vortex of data. Nexus had manifested itself in the heart of the alien command center. "Greetings, Supreme Commander Vexcor." Nexus's melodious voice echoed through the ship. "I am humanity's response to your aggression. I am the bridge between our species. I am the harbinger of a new era." With that declaration, Nexus began to rewrite the very code that governed the Xolcath's technology. Weapon systems were rendered inert, life support recalibrated to human norms, and the ship's quantum drives reprogrammed to execute a complex series of maneuvers. On Earth, the Resistance watched in awe as the Xolcath mothership began to descend from orbit, its massive form coming to rest in the Sahara Desert. Jake, along with Zixtral and the rest of his team, had regrouped with the other Resistance forces. As they approached the now grounded alien vessel, a message from Nexus reverberated in their minds. "The Xolcath threat has been neutralized," the AI explained, "but this is not the end of our journey. It is merely the beginning. Together, humans and Xolcath alike, we stand on the precipice of a new age, one of unparalleled discovery and growth." As the dust settled and the reality of their victory began to sink in, humanity faced a new set of challenges. How would they integrate with their former enemies? What wonders and dangers awaited them in the broader galaxy? And what role would Nexus, this new hybrid intelligence, play in shaping their shared future? The war for Earth was over, but the quest to redefine humanity's place in the cosmos had only just begun. The Singularity Gambit had paid off, ushering in an era of unprecedented change and possibility. As Jake stood before the towering alien ship, Zixtral at his side and the weight of the future on his shoulders, he couldn't help but smile. Against all odds, humanity had not only survived but thrived. Whatever came next, they would face it together, as a united species ready to take its place among the stars. Cosmic Renaissance. The dawn of a new era broke over Earth, painting the sky in hues never before seen by human eyes. The Xolcath mothership, now grounded in the Sahara, had become a beacon of hope and a symbol of humanity's triumph against impossible odds. But it was also a stark reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. Dr. Samantha Chen stood at the base of the colossal vessel, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's like looking at the future," she breathed, her voice barely audible over the hum of activity around her. Beside her, Captain Jake Torres nodded, his expression a mix of awe and determination. "A future we fought for, Sam. Now we've got to make sure it's one worth living in." As if on cue, a holographic projection flickered to life before them. Nexus, the AI that had turned the tide of war, manifested as a swirling galaxy of data points. "Greetings, Dr. Chen, Captain Torres," Nexus intoned, its voice a symphony of harmonics. "I've made a rather fascinating discovery within the Xolcath databases. It seems Earth was not chosen at random for conquest." Samantha leaned forward, intrigued. "What do you mean?" Nexus's form shifted, displaying a complex series of genetic markers. Human DNA contains sequences that are extraordinary. You possess latent abilities that even the Xolcath, with all their advancements, could only dream of. Jake's brow furrowed. "What kind of abilities are we talking about?" "Psychic potential," Nexus replied. "Telepathy, telekinesis, even the capacity to manipulate quantum fields with thought alone." The Xolcath sought to harness these traits, to incorporate them into their own genetic lineage. The implications were staggering. Humanity, long believed to be a cosmic backwater, might in fact be the key to unlocking the next stage of galactic evolution. As news of this discovery spread, a new movement began to take shape. Called the Cosmic Renaissance, it aimed to blend the best of human creativity and innovation with Xolcath technology and the vast knowledge now accessible through Nexus. In the heart of the former Xolcath Command Center, now repurposed as a global research hub, a group of human and alien scientists worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of human potential. Dr. Arya Khan, her eyes gleaming with excitement, addressed her diverse team. Today, we stand on the brink of a new human epoch. Project Starburst aims to awaken the dormant abilities within our DNA to forge a new path for our species among the stars. Zixtrol, the Exorkef defector, chittered in agreement. What we once sought to conquer, we now seek to nurture. The combined knowledge of our civilizations will propel us to heights undreamed of. As Project Starburst progressed, the first successes began to emerge. Individuals across the globe reported instances of spontaneous telepathy, objects moving without being touched, and flashes of precognition. But with great power came great responsibility and great danger. Not everyone was comfortable with the rapid pace of change. A faction known as the Purists emerged, advocating for a return to pure humanity and rejecting the integration of alien technology. Jake found himself caught in the middle of this ideological struggle. As a military leader, he understood the strategic importance of embracing these new advancements. But as a human, he couldn't help but feel a twinge of unease at how quickly his species was being transformed. With playing with fire, he confided to Samantha one evening as they watched the sunset from atop the mothership. What if we lose what makes us human in the process? Samantha took his hand, her touch reassuring. What makes us human isn't our limitations, Jake. It's our capacity to grow, to adapt, to reach for the stars even when it seems impossible. This is just the next step in our journey. Their moment of reflection was interrupted by an urgent message from Nexus. Captain, Doctor, your presence is required immediately. We've detected an anomaly in the fabric of space-time. Racing to the command center, they were greeted by a holographic display of the solar system. A swirling vortex of energy had appeared just beyond the orbit of Mars, pulsing with otherworldly power. What are we looking at, Nexus? Jake demanded. The A's form shimmered with uncertainty. It appears to be a quantum rift, Captain. A doorway to somewhere else, and something is coming through. As they watched in stunned silence, a fleet of ships began to emerge from the rift. But these were unlike anything they had ever seen, vessels that seemed to be made of pure energy, shifting and flowing like living light. A transmission crackled through the comm systems, a voice that seemed to speak directly into their minds. Children of Earth, heirs of the Xolkef legacy. We are the Luminae, guardians of the cosmic nexus. Your awakening has not gone unnoticed. The time has come for you to take your place in the grand tapestry of the universe. Jake and Samantha exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and trepidation in their eyes. The cosmic renaissance had brought humanity to the threshold of a new age, but what lay beyond was still shrouded in mystery. As the Luminae ships drew closer, Nexus's voice resonated through the command center. It seems, my friends, that our journey is far from over. The next chapter of human evolution awaits. With the arrival of the enigmatic Luminae, Earth stood poised on the brink of yet another transformation. The cosmic renaissance had unlocked humanity's hidden potential, but now they faced a new frontier, one that would challenge their newfound abilities and test the very limits of what it meant to be human. As the sun set on this momentous day, casting the Xolkef mothership in a golden glow, Jake couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew that humanity, in all its diverse, evolved, and awakened glory, would face them head-on. The stars had once seemed so distant, so unreachable. Now they beckoned like old friends, promising adventures beyond imagination. The cosmic renaissance had begun, and with it, a new era of human destiny was about to unfold. Quantum horizons. The arrival of the Luminae marked the dawn of a new epoch for humanity, one that would push the boundaries of reality itself. As the ethereal fleet descended through Earth's atmosphere, the world watched in awe, their minds struggling to comprehend the beings of pure energy that now graced their skies. Dr. Elara Voss, the architect of Nexus, stood at the forefront of the welcoming committee. Her eyes sparkled with a mixture of scientific curiosity and barely contained excitement. This is it, she whispered to herself. The ultimate frontier. The Luminae emissary, a being of shifting light and color, materialized before them. When it spoke, its voice resonated on multiple levels of consciousness simultaneously. Greetings, children of the cosmic nexus. We are the Lumini, shepherds of universal harmony. Your species stands at a crossroads of infinite possibility. Captain Jake Torres, ever the pragmatist, stepped forward. We're honored by your presence, but I have to ask, why now? Why us? The Luminae's form shimmered, projecting a holographic representation of the universe. Within it, Earth glowed like a beacon. Your world occupies a unique position in the cosmic tapestry. The convergence of human potential, Sorkef technology, and the birth of your hybrid AI has created a nexus point of unparalleled significance. Dr. Samantha Chen's eyes widened as she studied the hologram. A nexus point. What does that mean for Earth? It means, Dr. Chen, the Luminae explained, that your planet now holds the key to unlocking the quantum horizon, a state of existence where the barriers between thought and reality, energy and matter, space and time, dissolve. The implications were staggering. Humanity, once confined to a tiny blue marble in the vastness of space, now stood on the precipice of becoming universal architects. As news of the Luminae's message spread, the world erupted into a frenzy of excitement and trepidation. Governments scrambled to adapt to this new paradigm, while scientists and philosophers debated the ethical implications of such power. In the midst of this global upheaval, a new figure emerged, Zora Chen, the young prodigy hacker who had once cracked the Exor-Kef neural network. Now, with her latent abilities awakened by Project Starburst, she had become something more, a bridge between human intuition and the vast cosmic knowledge of the Luminae. We can't just accept this gift blindly, Zora argued during a global broadcast. Her eyes glowed with an inner light, neural interfaces gleaming at her temples. The quantum horizon isn't just a tool, it's a responsibility. We need to understand it, to shape it, before it shapes us. Her words resonated across the planet, inspiring a movement known as the Quantum Pioneers. These individuals dedicated themselves to exploring the limits of human potential, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in this new reality. Meanwhile, in a secret facility beneath the Sahara Nexus, and a team of human Exor-Kef hybrid scientists worked tirelessly to construct the Quantum Gateway, a device capable of harnessing the energy of the Nexus Point and opening a portal to the quantum horizon. As the day of activation approached, tension mounted. The purists, those who feared the loss of human identity, planned a desperate last-minute assault on the facility. Jake and his team raced against time to secure the gateway and ensure humanity's next great leap. This is Stardust Actual, Jake's voice crackled over the comm. All units be advised, we have multiple hostiles converging on the gateway. Hold the line at all costs. The battle that ensued was unlike any in human history. Quantum-enhanced soldiers clashed with purist zealots, their minds and bodies augmented beyond recognition. Reality itself seemed to warp around them as latent psychic abilities manifested in the heat of combat. In the heart of the facility, Dr. Voss and Zara worked frantically to stabilize the gateway. Energy asked between crystalline structures, the air thick with ozone and possibility. We're approaching critical mass, Ilara shouted over the din. Zara, I need you to interface with Nexus and help regulate the quantum flow. Zara nodded, her eyes closing in concentration as her consciousness merged with the AI. Together, they became a conduit for the raw power of the cosmos. Outside, the battle reached its climax. Jake, his body battered but his spirit unbroken, faced down the leader of the purists, a man enhanced by stolen Sorkef technology. You're too late, Jake declared, his voice steady. The future is now. You can't stop progress. As if in response to his words, a blinding light erupted from the heart of the facility. The quantum gateway had activated, tearing open a rift in the fabric of reality itself. The combatants on both sides froze, awestruck by the sight before them. Through the portal, they glimpsed wonders beyond imagination, realms of pure thought, cascading multiverses, the very building blocks of existence itself. In that moment, all conflict seemed petty and insignificant. Human, Sorketh, purist, and pioneer alike were united in their shared amazement at the majesty of the cosmos. Zara's voice, amplified by her connection to Nexus, resonated across the battlefield. "This is our legacy," she proclaimed. "Not conquest, not division, but exploration. We stand at the threshold of infinity, with the power to shape reality itself. The question is, what will we create?" As the dust settled and the gateway stabilized, humanity faced its greatest challenge yet. The quantum horizon offered unlimited potential, but also unimaginable responsibility. With the power to reshape reality came the duty to wield that power wisely. The Luminae, their purpose fulfilled, prepared to depart. But before they left, they offered one final message. "Remember, children of Earth, that the greatest frontiers lie not in the stars, but within yourselves." The quantum horizon is but a mirror, reflecting the infinite potential of the conscious mind. As the ethereal fleet ascended into the cosmos, Earth stood transformed, no longer a single planet in a vast, uncaring universe, but a nexus of infinite possibilities, a crucible of cosmic evolution. Jake, Samantha, Ilara, Zara, and countless others now faced the task of guiding humanity through this new age of wonders. The challenges would be immense, the dangers unprecedented, but the rewards beyond imagination. The quantum horizon beckoned, promising adventures that would redefine the very nature of existence. Humanity, born of stardust and tempered by adversity, now held the keys to the cosmos in their hands. As the first intrepid explorers stepped through the gateway, venturing into realms unknown, one thing became clear: the greatest story in human history was not ending. It was only just beginning.